No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for... many tens of thousands of years? Impossible. Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls? Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with them, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
ไปแล้วครับผมรวมข้อมูลตามที่นายอิดาบอกเดินไปหาชาวบ้าน
This should be our
ภาร
final
กิจกับ
stop.
แคทเธอรีน
Sataria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city. Nahida, you've really thought of everything. It's my duty to protect Samari's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I
เรื่องอะไรแบบนี้ด้วยเหรอ
recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still
Catherine
discussing all
Sumeru
kinds of
Kunal-san.
problems with different scholars. And I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right.
ใช่
It's not usually open
เค
to
ยได้ยินเป็นครั้งแรก
patrons.
เลย
Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private
เรา
events.
ก็ได้ศัพท์ภาษาอังกฤษจาก
I see.
เกมนะครับผ
Yes,
ม
that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student.
ไปกันต่อโอ้เดินขึ้นไปเลยชันเกินชาวบ้านนี่แข็ง
So,
แรง
was that everybody? Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria. What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her
แต่ผม
problems.
ว่าต้องทำยังไง
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of King Deshret. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the faith of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
เราก็ต้องตอบว่าสาระนิสเตเลียนั่นเราจะลองเรียกกันซิเลียนั่นละใช่อันนี้แล้วกัน
So, how do we set that up?
เรา
Well,
ต้อง
King
ทำยังไง
Deshret
นะ
is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be wary of us. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different. So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just
สิบ
talked to?
ล้าน
Yep.
ซึ่งไม่รู้
Possess
เป็นเมื
them
อง
through
ฉี
the Akasha. Imply
But
they've
that's
already
Ibrahim.
converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it. So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them. Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them. Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
ใน
That's
เดินทาง
no
อยู่เป็น
problem at
โก
all.
ส
I'll just
Controller.
share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will be... that is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it
เดี๋ยว
yourself?
ทำเองก็ได้ไม่ใช่เหรอให้เราทำทำไม
Although I've been observing
นี่
humans
เห็นผ
for
ล
a
ของฉันอยู่นะ
while, I've never been good at imitating
เพราะ
them.
ว่าฉันไม่ถนัดยกกัน
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
โอเคโอเค
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on. Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway. Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
รอไปถึงวันถัดไปหลับตานะครับ3 2พรุ่งนี้เที่ยงใช่ปะเต็มตัวเป๊ะโอ้เวลาเที่ยง24 ชั่วโมงเลยเนี่ย แตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกแตกติ้งนองอะไร
I really want to go traveling. I don't mind where we
ก็เดิน
go,
ลงไปหา
as
นาย
long as I have my friends with me.
Oh, here she comes. Satori is here. Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say. Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Ghost Controller ผียาควบคุมบังเหรอ
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there.
แมว
Strange.
Okay.
Cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
พยายามชื่อนะครับแต่ไม่รู้กันเธอรู้ต่อไปนี้แหละ
Are you sure? Those aren't ringing a bell for some reason.
ตอบผิดละ
Well, actually they have many names. Which names I use depends on my mood.
Huh, I see. I imagine that must be hard for the kitties, too.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
ภาวะ
Well,
สับไหนเนี่ย
could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth. Oh.
เอาเราได้ยินแล้ว
The gods are asking, Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, King Deshret.
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Wait a second. King Deshret passed away a long time ago. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret still exist in
ไป
real
เรื่อยละ
life?
อ่ะแล้วลงเชื่อเลยครับ
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me.
ก็
I'm
เติบ
sorry,
ด้วย
I must go
ฉันก็
now.
เติบก็
Wait!
เฮ้ยอ้าวคิโลแบง
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset, too. Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core. Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all. All I know are some abstract Harabatot theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless.
คุยกันได้
I'm
คำ
still
เลย
trying to make sense of everything.
จะข้ามแล้วนะ
Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria. She's out of games now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess her right away.
ไปกับเควสสิ่งล่างเลยวันนี้เราไปแล้ว
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
ส่งส่วนช่างก่ออิฐคนส่วนนะครับ
Gardening? But don't you hate everything to do with plants? I still remember getting mad at you for secretly throwing away the bonsai that I gave you as a present.
You see, a friend told me that the secret to self-improvement is to work on things you're not so good at.
Fair enough. I didn't think that was something you would consider. Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
ดีขึ้นมากแล้วดีขึ้นแล้วดีขึ้นมากแล้วดีกว่าแต่ก่อนนะ
Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
he's
you
been
got it,
retired there
yeah.
for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or King Deshret? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of King Deshret?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
กินบทโดยไม่รู้ตัว
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
ว่า20 นาทีก็พอนะพัก
Come
ก่อน
on,
นะ
Sataria's already started talking with Shishan.
นอนจะผ่านเลย